Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back with some more videos. I'm actually going to shoot about 10 or a dozen or more videos today. So, as the days go by and you see me in the same clothes, don't think that I don't take showers every day. So, I'm just letting you know. But today, I just wanted to show off my Michael Keaton collection because I think he's worth talking about. So, well, Michael Keaton, the way he started as a stand-up comedian, and I don't know if it was before or after he joined Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and he was on camera a few times, but I think he worked behind the scenes first, and then from that he did some episodic television like Maude. Then he got his own series, two series that didn't go over, Report to Murphy and Working Stiffs. And then Ron Howard was getting ready to direct one of his first films. It wasn't his first films, and that was Night Shift. And that was the movie that made Michael Keaton a big star, and deservedly so, because this movie is great. It's hysterical. There's so many great lines in it. The highlight was the scene where he spells out the word prostitution on the chalkboard and explains its meaning. And he's kind of stuck when he does that. So that was the first starring role. And then he followed that up with another massive hit, a simple premise, Mr. Mom, where his wife goes to work because he gets laid off. He works for a car manufacturing company in Detroit, I believe it is. And there's so many great lines in this movie, so many great scenes. When Terry Garr plays his wife, goes off to work, and her boss picks her up. Michael Keaton brags about how he's going to, take the time from work, not working, to do things around the house, like rewire the house. So Martin Milner, who plays the boss, says, "What are you going to use? 220?" And Michael Keaton says, "Yeah, 220, 221, whatever it takes." And Jillian is in this. She's really great in it. There's so many great lines and scenes in the movie that it would take me forever to go over them. And then he followed it up with another comedy, which was really hysterical, Johnny Dangerously. Joe Piscopo's in this, and Joe Piscopo is one of the big highlights because he plays a rival gangster, and all through the movie he tells Michael Keaton to watch himself, because anything Michael Keaton does to him, people have done to him, Joe Piscopo, only once. Like, for instance, when Michael Keaton grabs Joe Piscopo by the jacket or the suit, Joe Piscopo says, "You shouldn't grab me. My mother tried to grab me once." Once. So there's a lot of that. And then there's Richard Dimitri, who was in the show when things were rotten. He has a unique way of cursing, like farting ice holes. It's hysterical. And then in 1985, Michael Keaton really didn't do anything, and it kind of felt like he was going into a slump. He did another movie in 1986 called Touch and Go, where he played a hockey star who gets involved with a young woman, Maria Conchita Alonso, and her son, and it's a really nice movie. It's very enjoyable. And then because he kind of, I guess people thought he was in a slump. It felt like he was in a slump. So Ron Howard came along and directed him again in a really great movie, really hysterical movie, Gung Ho, where he plays another car manufacturer. But the town is just dying. I mean, the car factory just closes, and that's the bread and butter of the whole town. So all the other businesses start closing. So he goes to Japan to pitch them to come over and reopen the factory. And again, too many funny lines and situations where it would take me forever to go through them all. So this was basically a comeback movie for him. And then he did another movie which didn't go over too well. I liked it, The Squeeze. And it's about winning the lottery, but in a devious way. And Ray Dawn Chong is in this. Meatloaf plays a villain. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. But you know, it kind of didn't do well and kind of made a slump. And then Michael Keaton turns around and he does what I think he should have won an Academy Award for, Clean and Sober, where he plays a cocaine addict and he embezzles funds from his company so he can make a quick turnaround and just put the money back before anybody knows it's gone. And he basically checks into a clinic to deal with the cocaine addiction, but it's really just him trying to just run away and hide. Because he knows that the company's going to find out, because the money that he invested took a nosedive. The investments took a nosedive, and he can't recoup the money to put it back. So Morgan Freeman's in that movie, by the way. And then, what can I say? He followed that up with Beetlejuice, which supposedly is getting a sequel soon. Supposedly it's written. I mean, this movie should have had 2 sequels within 5 years after this one. You know, I really don't need to go into how great this movie is. If they do another one, Michael Keaton isn't really going to look much different, being that the makeup will cover any way that he's aged. But he's aged pretty well. So we'll see what happens. But what can I say about Beetlejuice? And then after Beetlejuice, what can I say? He turned around, and I really didn't know what to think about him being Batman, but it turned out all well. Tim Burton believed in him, and it worked. The line where he says, "I'm Batman," it's just iconic. And that's from there. That was it. He was cemented. He could do no wrong after that. But he didn't want to get typecast, so he turned around and played the landlord from hell in Pacific Heights. And Matthew Modine and Melanie Griffith is in this, and he's a really scary landlord. So this is a really excellent movie. Probably forgotten about by now, but definitely worth watching. And then he followed that up with another comedy, which was hysterical. And actually, there's a scene in this movie, The Dream Team, where it's hard for me to describe the scene, but it made me think that he would make a good cop. If you watch the movie, the climax, you'll see what I mean. Lorraine Bracco's in this, Peter Boyle, Christopher Lloyd, just, unbelievable cast. This is another great movie to just sit down and watch and have fun with. And then after that, I must have a sixth sense, because he turned around and he did play a cop in One Good Cop. I had the DVD of this, but it came out on Blu Ray in a double feature with what's this movie? A Stranger Among Us, Melanie Griffith. Yeah. So that's why I have it like this. And this is a really excellent movie, and he played a good cop. I thought he did a good job. And then the sequel, Batman Returns, and Michelle Pfeiffer is in this, Christopher Walken. It's another great movie because Tim Burton directed it. Sadly, Michael Keaton obviously didn't do Batman again after that. And then he followed up with, a lot of people don't talk about this movie, but I challenge you to watch this movie and not cry your eyes out at the end of it. Michael Keaton, Nicole Kidman in My Life. Michael Keaton plays a guy he's diagnosed with terminal cancer, and what he does is he videotapes himself explaining to his son, or his son. They find out that they're going to have a boy. His son is going to be born, and he wants to videotape before he dies everything that the boy will need to get through life. And the ending is unbelievable. I challenge you to watch this and not tear up at the end. And then he followed that up with Speechless, political comedy with Gina Davis. That's a great cover, by the way. Christopher Reeve is in this too, and it's a pleasant time passer. They had really great chemistry together, so it worked. It worked. And then after that, Ron Howard directed him again, and this is a great ensemble movie. The Paper, Glenn Close is in this, Marissa Tomei, Robert Duvall. With a cast like that, you can't go wrong. And it's just the daily goings on at a really busy newspaper. And I think Marissa Tomei plays his wife. She's pregnant. It's just like there's 10 million situations going on, and it's great. Let's see. After that, one of my favorite Michael Keaton films, Multiplicity. This is hysterical. Michael Keaton, he plays a building contractor, and he's busy 24 hours a day. And he does a construction job for this geneticist who claims that he's able to clone people. Started out with a worm, then a chimp. Michael Keaton's like, yeah, right, okay, yeah, sure. But when the geneticists when his double comes in, Michael Keaton obviously is convinced. So he has himself cloned. But then the clone clones himself. So there's 4 Michael Keatons running around, and Michael Keaton, he's able to pull off 4 different personalities very convincingly, and it just, as you can imagine, gets hysterical. One of the best Michael Keaton movies out there ever. Let's see, and after that, he played a small role in Quentin Tarantino's movie Jackie Brown. He plays an ATF agent, and he does a great job in that. Just serious role, and this is a great movie anyway. One of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, Jackie Brown. Let's see. After that, another one of my favorite Michael Keaton movies of all time. People forget this movie, Desperate Measures. Andy Garcia plays a cop whose son is dying of bone marrow cancer, and he's able to illegally go through the database to get a match. And who's the match but Michael Keaton, who's a serial killer in prison. So Andy Garcia has to just pull out all the stops and just do whatever he has to get Michael Keaton to agree to the bone marrow transplant, which will save his son. But Michael Keaton uses the opportunity to escape, and it just gets crazy after that. This is an exciting movie. And let's see, after that, Michael Keaton played the same role as bit part though in Out of Sight, which is really George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez movie. So he has a small role in it, but does a good job for the small amount of time that he's in it. And then after that, you would think that this movie would be a bomb. Jack Frost. You would think this movie would be a bomb. Michael Keaton, he has a wife and son, and he's really close with his son, and he dies in a car accident and comes back as a snowman. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but this is another movie. I actually teared up at the end. I mean, maybe I'm just a softie, but if you don't tear up at the end, I don't know. Check yourself into someplace. And after that, I think this came out, White Noise. I haven't seen this in a long time, so I kind of forget what it's about, but I remember enjoying it. This I remember it definitely being worth watching. And then after that, I don't know if it was right after that, but Michael Keaton did the remake of RoboCop. And it was a good remake. Wasn't as good as the original, but it was exciting. It was fast paced and it was good. So I definitely enjoyed it. And then after that is another movie where he should have won an Academy Award, and he didn't. Birdman. I don't know what the problem is with giving Michael Keaton the Academy Award. It's like I stopped watching the Academy Awards after they snubbed Sylvester Stallone for Creed, because it's clear that he should have won that. The guy who did win was in the movie Bridge of Spies for 10 minutes, and they robbed Sylvester Stallone, and they robbed Michael Keaton a second time. He should have won it for Clean and Sober. He should have won it for this. This was their chance to give it to him, and they didn't. So, and then a great movie, Spotlight. Spotlight. This is it's another journalistic movie, political thriller, and there's a great cast in this. I mean, besides him, you got Rachel McAdams, you got Stanley Tucci. This was up for Best Picture, I think, and I think at least Stanley Tucci was nominated. I can't remember. Don't quote me. I don't recall. And after that, Michael Keaton did The Founder, which was about the guy who invented McDonald's. And this was really, really good. I couldn't stop watching it. The way I know a movie's good is if I don't fall asleep. Regardless of how tired or not tired I am, if I don't fall asleep on a movie, it's a good movie. So that was another one. And we're going to keep rolling on. Oh, this is a recent movie. He did The Protege. Really good action movie. And this was very fast-paced. Samuel L. Jackson's in it. Excellent movie. And after that, or just before, I don't know. I might not have these in perfect order, but Michael Keaton plays a villain, the Vulture, in Spider-Man: Homecoming. I wasn't too thrilled about the, it was like the costume was too gadgety to me, way over the top, just like Spider-Man's outfit. I prefer Spider-Man and the villains being more simple, like in Sam Raimi's movies. But still, Michael Keaton was really excellent in it. And then Michael Keaton, I had to make a cover for Blu Ray cover, just so I had something to show you, because I haven't worked on the special effects. I have to have somebody help me with that. So I just made a cover, so I have something to show you. Dope Sick, which is on one of the streaming channels, I think Hulu. So this is a mini-series about the fentanyl problem in the country. And this was excellent. And let's see. Now, those are Michael Keaton movies that I really enjoy. Then he, in between all those, we have some, just other movies. No matter what movie he's in, he's very good in it. Quicksand. And let's see. The Last Time with Brendan Fraser. And let's see. Oh, this was really good. Helena Bonham Carter is in this with him, live from Baghdad. This is another excellent movie, Game 6. Robert Downey Jr. A lot of people in this. Robert Downey Jr., Catherine O'Hara are in this. He plays a critic, but he's obsessed with betting on the World Series. So this was really excellent. People don't remember that or think about or talk about it. This is a movie he made early in his career, Much Ado About Nothing, another all-star cast, a Shakespeare adaptation. Like I said, any movie he's in. Another movie he did with Michelle Monaghan, Blindsided. Excellent. And the last one I have to show you is fairly recent, American Assassin. So there you have it. You can't go wrong. I mean, there's other movies he did. I think he did The Love Bug. I don't have that, but I have almost every movie he made. So really, you can't go wrong. Any movie Michael Keaton's in, if you're a fan of Michael Keaton, you know what I'm talking about. So that's it. I'll be back probably the next day with my next video, because I'm going to spread these out. I just figured I'd rather do a bunch of videos within a 2 or 3 hour period and just put them up one a day. So take care, everyone. Bye bye.